Hey guys, it's time for my February wrap-up. Today I'm going to be showing you guys all the books that I read in the month of February. I read a total of 9 books, which I know sounds like a lot, but a majority of them were pretty dang short because I had a little bit of a short books readathon one weekend because I just wanted to fly through some of my shorter books that were on my TBR pile. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's talk about the books that I read in the month of February. The first book I read this month was I Was Here by Gail Forman, and there is a major trigger warning for suicide with this book, so if that's something that affects you, I would not suggest picking this book up. This book is about a girl named Cody whose best friend Meg has committed suicide, and this is completely shocking to Cody as she never picked up on any of the signs that her best friend was suicidal. Cody takes it upon herself to kind of discover this other side to her friend that she never knew. For the most part, I really enjoyed this book, but I felt like the writing was a little bit more dry than some of Gail Forman's other books. The only other book that I've read by Gail Forman was If I Stay, and it was just so beautifully written. This one was just a little bit more dry, which is okay, but comparing it to If I Stay, it just wasn't as good. I also had a major issue with the romance that took place in this book. I just couldn't stand it, couldn't take it, didn't like it at all. I did actually post a full review for this book, so I will annotate this here book so you can click it and go watch that review, or I will leave a link down below and you can click that and go watch it as well. Then I read the Beatrice Letters by Lemony Snicket, and this is a companion to the A Series of Unfortunate Events series. That was a mouthful, ha 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 ha. It takes place 10 years after the last book in the A Series of Unfortunate Events series, and we have all these letters to and from Beatrice, who still remains to be a very mysterious character, and I just hit myself in the face with this book. This happens way too often in my videos. I'm just like, So throughout A Series of Unfortunate Events, we have these letters, these small little snippets to Beatrice in the beginning of each book, and she's just a very mysterious character. After reading this book, I still feel like I don't know who Beatrice is. I really kind of wish that Lemony Snicket would have written a book solely focusing on what the Baudelaire children are up to nowadays, but instead we got this little thing, which is fine, it's okay. I really liked the art throughout it because it's got a lot of beautiful art, but I just would have rather had content focusing on the Baudelaire orphans. So I didn't really enjoy this as much as I would have liked. I still really enjoyed the writing though. That is something that was on point. Lemony Snicket is a fantastic writer. He is so good. I don't know why this country accent is slipping, but it slipped, and I'm just gonna go with it. Then I read Inked by Eric Smith on my e-reader, and my e-reader is about to die, but there's a beautiful cover. It's so pretty. Ah, this is what the book looks like. Inked is the story of a boy named Kanem who lives in a society where tattoos were once a sign of rebellion, but now they choose your destiny, and Kanem is not okay with this, so he decides to escape this society. I really enjoyed this book. It was exciting, it was interesting, the whole concept of the tattoos was really fascinating, and the book is only around 200 pages, so it's a really fast read. I will say though that I just wanted a little bit more from the world. I wish it would have been a little bit more developed, but other than that, it was a really great read. The ebook is super cheap, so if it sounds like something interesting to you, then definitely check it out. Then I read Horseradish by Lemony Snicket, and I loved this book so much. It was so good. This is basically just a book full of little snippets of Lemony Snicket's writing, and it is so good. He covers topics like school, work, books, and several other different things, and this is basically just a collection of how great of a writer Lemony Snicket is. It was such a simple little book, but so great at the same time, and this is definitely going to be a book that I will be picking up in the future and just reading through, because it was just a book that made me feel so good inside. So whenever I'm feeling down, I'm gonna pick this book up and I'm gonna read it because it just made me feel so good, and I can imagine it doing the same thing in the future. Then I read Poisoned Apples by Christine Hepperman, and this is a poetry collection that takes all these different fairy tales and makes them more modern. Alongside each poem, there's all these striking images, and I really like the photography aspect of this book, but I wasn't a huge fan of the writing. To me, it just felt like some of the writing was just kind of all over the place, and some of the poems were just a little bit hard to follow. While the writing didn't necessarily do it for me, I still felt like these poems were really thought-provoking and gripping, and I'm still really glad that I picked this one up and read it. Then I read Kiss of Broken Glass by Madeline Kuderick, and there's a major trigger warning for self-harm with this book. This is the story of a girl's time in a psych ward and the experiences that she has there. It reminded me a lot of Ellen Hopkins' books because A, it deals with a very serious topic, and B, it's written in prose. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy this book, and I probably would have put this book aside if it weren't written in prose and if it wasn't as short as it was because it was easy to fly through it, but I just wasn't enjoying my time reading it at all. I just didn't really feel like I got to know the main character very well. We only get this really short snapshot of her life, and I wish that this book would have been a little bit longer because maybe then I would have had a better understanding for this character and what she was going through. And then I read the best book of 2015 so far. I actually don't think that any other book is going to be able to compete with this book because I loved it so much, and that is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. In this book we follow a guy named Kel who is a traveler, which is a rare magician who can jump between parallel Londons. On the side, Kel does some smuggling things between Londons, and on one of his smuggling jobs he ends up smuggling something that is very dangerous, and madness ensues. I feel like I just said the word smuggling so many times that now it just sounds really weird. Smuggling, 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 smuggler, smuggles. Say that 5 times fast. Smuggling, smuggles, smugglers. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. I love this book so much. I can't even deal. I'm just gonna sit here and fanboy because it was amazing. The characters are incredible. We've got Kel, who is just such a fascinating character. He's a character with so many layers, and he's just really great. And we've got Lila, who is sassy and wonderful. I didn't love her character at first, but I grew to love her. The world building was just incredible. It was so easy to visualize each different London because of the way that Victoria Schwab built up this world. It was incredible. Please pick up this book because you won't regret it. It's amazing, it's a fantastic adventure, and I highly recommend this book. It's so good, it's so good, it's so good, I can't even deal. I also did a full review on this, so if you're interested in that, click on this book and it'll take you to a review. I will also link it in the down bar. Then I read Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, another book that I highly enjoyed. This book is about a society where you're ranked on your blood type. If you are a silver, you are the elite, and you have these crazy awesome abilities. If you are red, then you are basically just a nobody. We follow this girl named Mare who straight up hates the silvers. She wants nothing to do with them, and then she finds herself working alongside them. And then one day she realizes that she herself has a crazy ability, which is not something that's supposed to be possible. If you are red, you are not supposed to have some crazy ability, but Mare has a crazy ability, and the silvers are left to do some major damage control. I really enjoyed this book. I felt like it was very character driven, which is something that I'm a huge fan of, but I will say that even though the world building was really great and I really felt like I could visualize the world, I still felt like there was a few things that were just really underdeveloped, and I would have liked them to be a bit more developed, but for the most part, I really enjoyed this book. There's a lot of plot twists in this book, that's for sure. Things that I probably should have seen coming, but I just didn't see them coming at all. I also did a full review on this book as well, so if you want to click this book, it'll take you to the review, or I will leave a link down below and you can go check it out. And the last book I read in the month of February was, woo! These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I read this as a part of the Booksplosion Book of the Month for February, and I really enjoyed this book. It was not what I was expecting it to be at all. I was going into it being like, okay, so it's gonna be a romance that takes place in space. This is actually a survival story, and there definitely is a romance that takes place in it, but it's basically about these two kids whose spaceship crashes on a deserted planet, and they're left to figure out a way to survive. I think that if you're looking to get into sci-fi, that this might be a great place to start because it's not too overwhelming. The terminology wasn't like, what the crap? It was very simple and easy to understand, so if you're looking to get into sci-fi, I would highly recommend picking this book up. Also, this book was a little bit scary at times for some reason. I don't know if it was just the space aspect for me and being like stranded on a planet or something, but it was kind of scary at times, and that was really nice because I was not expecting it to be scary at all. For me, this book was just very unexpected. Like, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but I really liked it, and I might pick up the second book, even though I know it's just a companion. I still would like to see what it's all about, so I might pick up the second book, and now I'm doing a dance. What is happening? I don't even know. Hey, 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 hey. So those are all the books that I read in the month of February, which means that I completed another February challenge. Huzzah! 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 I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. Hey, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I do a challenge at the beginning of every month. If I complete a TBR pile, then I get to reward myself, and if I fail and don't follow the TBR pile, then I have to do some crazy challenge. Ooh. So because I'm really unprepared, I still have yet to make a reward jar and a challenge jar, so I'm just gonna randomly scroll through the comments and find a reward to reward myself with. Okay, so I'm just gonna scroll randomly and hopefully find a reward here. Scrolling, okay, this comment. You should reward yourself with Ben & Jerry's or taking yourself on a date. That sounds like a great plan. I'm gonna take myself on a date tonight. I'm just gonna get a book and read, cause that's the ideal date, am I right? I'm right. So that's it for this video, guys. You should let me know down below what your favorite book of February was. I wanna know what it is. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Later. It's time for my January. It's not January, it is February. February. Ah! I just can't even deal. While the writing, I got a cough. This book is about a society? This book is about a society. A suck-society. It is actually a kind of sucky society, so, suck society. What?